some points I want to make about geography. One is that there are a lot of countries like Kazakhstan or Turkey where they exist in the border between two continents, and so the people there were always mixed race. Maybe when people first came to those regions it was different, but that's who they are. The other point I came up with when I looked at the map was there are a lot of countries like Finland, Denmark, Russia, that are much bigger than the countries we usually see in the media. Like, Kazakhstan is bigger than all the well-known, well-recorded European powers like Germany, Ireland, Britain, France, combined. So we really only see a tiny part of the world overexposed in our media. The other point in regards to that is history is the same way. Like, I've watched a lot of movies set in Edo Tokugawa, Japan, a handful set in the Sengoku Jidai, and I've seen literally, I can't even think of any stories set in the numerous other periods before then in Japanese history. And that's on top of the fact that Japan is a highly well-represented country, but we know very little of the Philippines, Korea, Vietnam, or for that matter even China. So I think people need to realize that there's a whole world and we need to go out and explore it. The other point I want to make about that is I've been really conscious about racial issues ever since the whole Mike Brown case, and that's on top of the whole race bender phenomenon. I mean, really, you think about it. In the 50s, black people couldn't use the same drinking fountains as white people, but the show The Lone Ranger cast an actual Native American named Jay Silverheels as Tonto. Sure. Granted, he's still a sidekick, but that's still much more progressive than in the Obama era when you have a black person as president and they cast a white guy in makeup as Tonto. How can we go that further back? So what I've become aware of is that, well, there is tokenism. There's rarely starring characters who aren't white. In regards to this, one show from my childhood that's extraordinary was the show Gullah Gullah Island. It was a show about Afro-Caribbean people that, to my memory, had no white people in the show, and it was just an extraordinary show because of that. The stories were great, the acting was grand, and it had great musical numbers about black culture that a lot of black kids may have not known about. Another thing about diversity is you've got to be really careful, like, researching cultures, because if you get it wrong, people in that culture will be hugely offended, and if you get it right, they will love you. The other thing is, don't make fun of people, because you don't know what they're going through, and it may seem silly to you, but it makes sense of context. So if you're ready and you're listening, just ask. You'll be amazed what people will tell you. And lastly, about fantasy, you know, it's like you rarely see fantasy cultures based on anything other than medieval Europe. You rarely see ancient Greece. or Persia, or Babylon, or for that matter, an African culture, or an indigenous culture, or an Eastern culture. And I would like to see that.